Hello again. Reading University have been at work in the Middle East, seeding clouds in the United Arab Emirates, one of which is Abu Dhabi. The aim of this is, of course, to produce rain, which is really handy if we live in a desert kingdom. Chemicals such as silver iodide or even common salt are scattered into clouds and they cause water vapour to condense around them, producing drops of rain. On Sunday and Monday, this was being done in the skies above Abu Dhabi. On Tuesday, over 5 inches of rain fell there, about a year and a half of rainfall in just 24 hours. Some people were swift to claim that this was no coincidence. This, of course, brought out supporters of chemtrails in Britain. I say supporters of chemtrails, but that is perhaps not really the best way to describe them. They are actually very much opposed to chemtrails. I mean, of course, that they are supporters of the idea that chemtrails are routinely used in this country for various reasons. We will leave aside for a moment the question of whether the cloud seeding actually had anything to do with torrential rainfall in Abu Dhabi. Meteorologists say it did not, but then if they were part of this global conspiracy, then I suppose they would say that, wouldn't they? Anyway, the fact is that chemtrails are trending today on Twitter, or X as it is now called. Most of us are used to seeing clouds in the sky, and also the condensation trails left by aeroplanes flying at high altitudes. Sometimes we find clouds annoying, for example if we are planning a barbecue or a day at the beach, but few of us are alarmed by the sight of them. Even cirrus clouds, sometimes known as mare tails because they are so faint and wispy, do not cause us any anxiety. Sometimes these are caused by aeroplanes. There are a lot more jet planes up in the sky than was the case, say, 50 or 60 years ago, and this means that there are also a lot more trails of condensation. These are droplets of water or crystals of ice which are produced when the burnt gases from jet engines emerge into a very cold atmosphere. They leave lines across the sky which sometimes disperse or merge together, creating a haze. There's nothing sinister about this, it's only water. Those who believe in chemtrails, though, believe that many aeroplanes, even commercial airliners, are carrying drums of chemicals on board which they spray out when they're flying overhead. Some people think these are metals, others that they are some other chemicals or even biological agents. There are also different ideas about what purpose such supposed activity might be. There are those who think that the idea is to block off the sunlight from reaching the earth in an attempt to combat global warming. But there are many even more extravagant ideas than that. I do not myself subscribe to any of these beliefs, not because I would put it past our government to do something like that if they thought that they could get away with it. I put nothing at all past our rulers. There are two reasons for not thinking that chemtrails were a real thing. The first is that condensation trails from jet planes have been around for a very long time. They are more common now because, of course, all airliners today are jets. There were fewer contrails in the 1960s and 1970s because in those days some commercial flights still used aeroplanes with propellers, and flights like that taking people on holiday were also less frequent. Today it's all jet planes and there are a lot of them, so there are more trails to be seen. The other problem is that such a huge operation, which would involve ordinary airliners taking people on holiday, because they're the ones which leave most of the trails in the sky, they would all need to be in on the business. Think for a moment about how many people would need to be party to this. Not just the pilots and the crew, but all the people on the ground at Stansted, Gatwick and Heathrow. Then there are those who would be delivering the tanks of chemicals all over the place, who would be we'd really be talking about hundreds, probably thousands of people. I seriously cannot see such an operation being kept secret. It really is as simple as that.